Hey you guys, okay, so today, so exciting. We're gonna be doing a step-by-step makeup tutorial, sharing with you guys my favorite updated spring, like fresh makeup look that I've been wearing in some recent videos, and you guys have been asking for that. So many great makeup tips, you guys, some new products, and some Sigma OG brush favorites. We're gonna like throw it back, you guys. So this year, Sigma is celebrating their 10-year anniversary, which is amazing. So excited for them. It's a brand that when you talk about my YouTube story, my experience, my whole like, just this wonderful time on YouTube, they are a big part of it, and they always have been. I've been on YouTube, this is gonna be my 11th year. So it's so fun to like work with them and, you know, to partner with them for this video, to kind of share some of like my OG stories, my OG favorites, show you guys how like my old favorites are my new favorites. These brushes I've been using for the past 10 years. It's a brand that I've never stopped using, and that's kind of, I don't wanna say rare to say, but makeup brushes are such a staple, right? Like in a lot of videos, I'm just kind of using them. I'm like, oh, this is eyeshadow brush. And I don't talk about it all the time. I linked, you know, I may not focus on it every single time because 11 years worth of videos using, you know, these same brushes, I don't mention them every single video. So they've changed and improved so much, which is something that I've really always respected about the brand. So I'm so excited to, I mean, this is like jam-packed, you guys. We're just gonna have the most fun today talking about these brushes and doing this makeup tutorial with you guys. So big thanks to Sigma Beauty for collaborating with me today and working with me on this video. It's always, like I said, it's just a brand that I've worked with since the beginning, and it's natural to me, and I love them so much. And there's just a lot of new things to share. I've mentioned this over the years, but it's like they truly do constantly improve what they have. I have so many brushes still that are just the original ones that I had from 10 years ago, from before they were even released, you know, like, and it's just special to have that. It's special to know that, you know, I was some part of that at the beginning, and that's always been kind of like such a warm fuzzy for me, because I love all of the people, everyone behind the brand. They're just great, amazing people. It's nice, and it's refreshing to have a company that cares so much about what they do, that's constantly improving and making it better and not cutting corners. And I just love them all, you know, like I look at how far they've come, and it's just so incredible. You know, I love to talk about brands I believe in. A brush brand that has a 2-year warranty on their brushes is kind of unheard of. They have that. Their brushes have evolved so much. They're all vegan, they're cruelty-free, which I think is really important. They've got these Sigma Tech fibers that are antimicrobial. The fibers pick up the products better, cream, powder, they apply better, they blend better. With brushes, a big issue that you always have is the ferrule right here, like where this connects, where it can come apart. You have to clean brushes. You know, we all have that. I will link to my brush cleaner that I love from them, the little solid one. The resin handles are more lightweight, they're waterproof, they're unbreakable, and all of the brushes have this interlocking like double threaded system where the ferrule meets the handle. And I know that sounds just like a bunch of like, you know, details, things that I'm throwing at you, explaining this to you, because you always have people that don't understand. They're like, a brush is a brush, or why did these cost this much? Why is this that? It's because of the quality, it's because of the durability of the whole thing, it's because of how it's made. And I think here on YouTube, where we review so many products, talk about so many things, people that are watching, you guys are spending your money on these products. You have a right to be picky, you have a right to be skeptical of products. And I'm telling you, these are brushes that I have used for 10 years. Some that I still have from before all of these like new advancements that they have. They're the most well-made brushes that I own, that I've ever owned, and I love them so much. And there are so many to choose from, which is why it's gonna be exciting in this video to kind of like go back, share with you guys just my best of the best, the ones that are just my OG faves. I love it. Like I said, I was introduced to this brand before they even started. This is what is important about this, is that it's a brand I didn't start talking about because it was like, wow, this is really big. If I talk about this on YouTube, I'm gonna get a lot of views because it's really popular. This is just the cool buzz product or whatever. It was really something I believed in from the beginning, when it was just like completely unheard of. And I think that's important. And I've loved watching them grow and evolve over the years. I've had so many, like I said, wonderful experiences. I feel like that brand, like Sigma, is just kind of like integrated into this whole like YouTube story that I have, which one day I still want to like do a lot of stuff, like share a bunch of funny things. Not so much about them, but just funny things that have happened over the years. And, you know, just all of how, you know, even those experiences made me who I am today and made me value working with like quality companies, and why it does make a huge difference. And, you know, going to Paris with them, working on the Paris first palette 8 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago. That was amazing. That was just such an unforgettable trip, and that will always be like just a part of something, you know, amazing that I'll never forget. So like I said, we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna do the spring makeup look. I'm gonna use some of my old favorite brushes, kind of mixed with some of my new ones, share some different kind of makeup products and different kind of things that I'm using. So yeah, you guys, I hope that you enjoy it. And if you want to see how I did it, then keep watching. All right, so first I'm using my primer. This is the Veil, which I love. And as we go, if I run through anything a little faster than usual, I'll just link to everything below. Stuff is so slippery and beautiful. And I put a little bit like right under my eyes. It's just good. It's really good. It makes your makeup go on really smooth. I like to just put it on with my fingertips and then kind of like blot it off with a blender, and it just feels like velvet rather than smearing it all over your face. I don't know, I think this is such a better way to do it. And this is their 3D HD blender. I've showed you guys this before, but it's really nice for foundation. But I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna use for foundation, which is kind of like my OG foundation brush that I love more than any other foundation brush from Sigma, and it's the F84 angled kabuki. If you're using a foundation like this one, which is what I've been going for lately, the Armani Luminous Silk, and you need a little more coverage, what I like to do is put it out on my hand and use a brush, and you can dampen the brush a little bit, as I've showed you guys before. I didn't really do that today. But the brush just gives you a little more coverage. It gets a little more of the product on your skin. So velvety and nice. And out of all of their foundation brushes, I've always loved this one. Like from the very beginning, this was always my favorite one because it is rounded. There's something about this one I just love because it's just the perfect shape to like get in everywhere. And it just like blends so beautifully. So I take my bronzer and the F23, the soft angled contour, and you just kind of swirl it around. Get it right here where you contour, and then kind of like blend it up, blend it down. Blend it kind of up around your hairline. And this is gonna like bring a lot of depth to your face. Under eye concealer, I'm using the By Terry. Just gonna get that right there. And then to kind of like lighten it up a little, as I've showed you guys, I've been using this Fenty in this really light color. I believe this is just the 100 shade, which is the lightest. And I get that right below. So I put the concealer that's like the color of my skin right under my eyes. And then this just kind of brightens everything up if you wanted to just add a little more there. But yeah, see, oh my gosh. I like to use a spongier product like this because I feel like it like really mushes it in and like really gets it like set in there. So in the 3D HD blender, it kind of has like a different plane for different things. So I kind of like how you can keep it separate. Do you know what I mean? And again, I like how flexible the end of it is. So it just kind of really gets up under there. All right, you guys, getting into the eyeshadow. This is the new eyeshadow based primer in Ignite. I mean, they've had these for a while, but the shade is newer. It's a little more like yellow tone. I feel like it brightens my eyes, or it covers the redness, I guess I should say. So it keeps it from creasing. It gives you some color correction. It really makes like a smooth base. These are nice. They wear really, really long. You can even use, I've showed you guys for years, like if I ever use a cream eyeshadow, the E25 blending is just always what I used to use in like pot product, like, you know, if you had to dip it into a cream eyeshadow, or if you're blending out any sort of like stick eyeshadow formula, this is just the best of the best one. I have shown you guys my 3 favorite eyeshadow brushes that I always have. The E25 blending that I just used. This is, like I said, cream eyeshadow. I use this for darker shades in my outer crease. The tapered blending E40. This one's a little rounder, a little fluffier for like, you know, really kind of like blowing out the color. And then the E35 tapered blending. This one is just slightly, a little more rounded and a bit more precise. This is what you need for crease color all day long, but this is like my #1 because you can really get the color all over your lid with it too. But you take this color, this Afternoon Delight, and what's funny is the last time I wore this in a video, so many of you guys asked about it, so. And I put that all over my lid, okay? You can pull it up in the crease a little bit, whatever. But you really just want this warm color all over your lid. And I feel like this is a very like current eyeshadow look. Is that the right color? I feel like it's a really current look. I feel like it's not too trendy, but it does look like very now. I love like more warm colors. E30 pencil brush, another must have for me. This is something else that I like use for so many different things. Blending out smudging your liner, smudging color under your lash line. I'm just taking those two colors that I just used, and I'm kind of like mixing them back and forth and like getting a really smudgy look down there. And normally I don't do this a whole lot. I don't do a whole lot under my eyes, but for this look, I just think it's really sexy and pretty. So I'm gonna take this color called Fall Hard, which is a little more taupey, like a little mauve-y, and I'm gonna put that right in my crease. I'm gonna take this color called Just Like That, which is a little shimmery. I'm gonna put the tiniest bit right on your lid, and I wanna keep this look very matte and pretty and smooth, and this is perfect for just putting a little bit right on your lid. It just keeps it smooth, but it gives you a little bit of a sheen. So I'm gonna use this brown and get it right on the end. That's what's so great. This E25 brush is so precise. You're gonna put that right in the outer corner, but we're gonna really kind of like blend it in, kind of over where we just did that. You take your pencil brush, get a little bit of that light color right there. So good. Okay, such a difference, just a tiny bit of brows make. Do you guys hear that? I have a really excited bird outside. I don't know if you can hear him. He's just like super happy today. Use some black pencil eyeliner, and you don't want it to be like the main focus. You don't even have to use eyeliner, but I like to use just a little bit, and you can just smudge it with the pencil brush. I'll show you in just a second. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're just gonna smudge it right out. And then I'm gonna use some mascara. For my blush, I'm using this Pillow Talk that I love so much. And okay, this used to be just like my very favorite blush brush. You kind of swirl around the outside. This is a tapered brush that's like really rounded. I don't know why I ever stopped using this, okay? This is my new old guy. So you put the darker color, you know, like where the blush goes. And then you take the middle, which is kind of like a blushy sort of highlight color, and you put it right in the middle. And I don't know if you can see that, but it is so pretty. And it's not like applying like a really shiny, you know, highlighter to that area, because I don't always love that. But it just makes your cheeks like pop, and it looks so glowy and beautiful. And whenever I wear this, you guys always ask me about what blush I'm wearing when I wear this. It is so different. It's so different and pretty, but this is the kind of brush that you need. The F15 Duo Fiber Blush Powder Highlight. Oh my gosh, it'd be amazing for highlight. But highlight, which is my next step, the F37 Spotlight Duster. We've seen, you know, this is not new, but it is newer over the last several years. This one, the F35 Tapered Highlighter, this is like an OG of mine that I've loved so much that I used to always use right here to apply that color. Now what I use to do that, it's kind of like honestly a baby version of this. It's a baby version of the Spotlight Duster. I just use like a really smooth translucent powder. I put it right there, kind of right on that line. So I don't like to put powder up under this part, like where you could, you know, get crepey looking. It's honestly better if you just keep that, for me, powder free. But then right here where that line is, like where you can have that little, you know, sunken look, just dab it right there. That's just my favorite. I've used lighter powders. I've used all kinds of everything. Ones that are a little more brightening. You can do so many different things, but I just think that is such a good little thing, and this is just my favorite brush to do that. I like this one because it's a little more like, it gets it a little more like blended looking, but it's just so perfect for that, and it just lays down the perfect amount. It blends it so it doesn't look like a stripe, you know, it's just perfection. This is the Rosewood. Blend it with my finger, and then I just love using a really simple gloss. This is the Buxom Samantha. It's not too glittery. It does have a sheen to it. It's kind of nude. Finish everything off with a quick little spritz to make everything look dewy. And then kind of, remember when I do this? Still do this with these dual fiber brushes. After you spray, you just kind of do a little blot like that. Kind of like stipples it everywhere. Make sure that it gets all over. Not kidding, this is just the like quintessential perfect spring updated makeup look that doesn't look too trendy but looks very now, very natural. But I like for makeup to look a little fresher, more simple, but it's not overdone. I really love it so much. I hope that you guys love seeing me kind of like focus on these brushes a lot, since honestly, after doing this for so many years, literally like 95% of the brushes that I use are Sigma Beauty. They become kind of like, and then I'm using this as my favorite, you know, eyeshadow brush and da-da-da. I don't really focus on them so much because I have focused on them so much. I would literally just be talking about it in every video. So I kind of enjoyed doing that and giving you guys some little updates on them and revisiting some of like my OG Sigma favorites that have become my new favorites all over again. So hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Again, big thanks to Sigma Beauty for working with me today. Again, every single thing that I use, every brush, everything is linked below. I do have that 10% off code for you guys too that you can use as well if you want to order anything from them. So big thanks again to you guys for spending this time with me today, for always being so wonderful, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye y'all.